Tyler, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, pretty good?
Yeah.
And I was impressed with your art. Your art is a form of graffiti.
Yeah.
And then you kind of stylized it into more of canvas work, correct?
Canvas work and fine art.
Yeah.
I kind of left the graffiti stuff where it was in the past, and
but that's how you started out, right?
yeah.
So
yes.
You went into creating art pieces with spray cans, spray art, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then and when you were younger, you went out and tagged. And,
yeah.
And that was kind of like a street life, correct?
Yes, it was part of my culture. Like I used to break dance and.
What did you?
And like graffiti stuff, and even on my spare time, I would, other than school, I only got A+ in art class. All I did was paint, and on my days off, I would buy big pieces of foam core sheets and line them up, tape them from behind, and paint murals on them, then sit them against the fence so when everyone drove by, they would look at it.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
So when you were like in that lifestyle of like tagging and running on the street, that was like a part of your point. It was kind of an up point, but then a low point, right? It's like of homelessness and not knowing where you were going.
Yes.
And then, so let's talk about a little bit of a story, one of your stories that you, where you, were running around tagging and then you went hiding. You went to hide, and I guess the authorities showed up and you hid, right? And then at that point, that was a changing point for you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So you were in a train yard.
I was in a train yard in I think it was bordering Illinois and Indiana. And these trains, we found out, went into Chicago city, and we could put murals on them or put it whatever we wanted, like paint on them, make art on them. And they would go into their town, and we would represent our city where we were in South Bend. And it's not that far away from each other. Yeah. And it was a freezing cold winter night, and our spray tips were sticking to our fingers, and we're like laughing and, having fun and stuff. And then until we start seeing authoritarians and police rolling up with flashlights, and we're hiding behind the train wheels and making sure that we don't get caught. And I started to have kind of like a spiritual experience where I was like, my main focus was I wanna like go to art school and or something. I need something like formal training.
You had to be out of cold, right?
Huh?
I think how you described it was that you wanted to, not run that way where you wanted a studio. You wanted to be able to create something and be a real artist and create things on canvas and go to school, right? Yeah.
Even if I didn't end up going to school, I'm still an outsider in that scene or whatever. Yeah. But I still wanted to create art and put it on canvas and showcase it somewhere. And that was my dream since I was a young kid. Yeah. And I think I got sidetracked with street life and all those other things that go along with it.
Yeah. So you I got a chance to look at some of your work. We'll display some of that on the screen. I find how you use your color. You use your color as like something really positive and fun, right? But then you use something that's kind of like grays and darker colors behind, and shadowy figures that kind of describe that kind of a darkness of a past, and you're healing it with color and positiveness, right? Yes. But then you do it in a form of graffiti that people understand. And I think that's remarkable.
Yeah.
And I think people would enjoy your artwork, and I think
Yeah.
it would it would suit some of the people's walls. I think it's
Yes.
something that's a familiarity
Yeah.
with people's lifestyles in this modern day, right?
Thanks.
So when's your show?
My show is March 12th. It's a Saturday, March 12th at Back Gallery Project between 2 to 4 p.m. At 602 East Hastings. The street crosses with Princess and Hastings, small little gallery.
And so how long does that show run for?
Probably till the end of the month.
Around the end of the month? So it runs for about a month?
End of March, yeah.
And for more information on, on your work, they would get hold of who?
Monica at backgalleryproject.com.
Awesome.